welcome everybody to the Recovery Revolution live show today. My name is Carl, one of the co-hosts, and we are being joined by J.R. Weaver. Mrs. Ashley Grimes will be here shortly. She got stuck in some traffic on her way in. And we have our guest, Reggie, on today. And we're going to bring Reggie into the show here. We'll talk about his success and everything. But we want to do a little warm-up with you guys, man. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. And happy Thursday for everybody who is joining us. We're so happy that you guys are here. Brett Morris is on his anniversary date tonight with his wife. So go for it, Brett. We hope that you have a successful evening. And we hope that you guys... Thank you, JR. We hope that you guys are going to have a good time tonight. He said they were going to be going out to dinner, trying some pad thai. So that's kind of awesome, man. I love pad thai, man. So anyways, welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody, to the show. We're so glad that you guys are here. I am manning the boards, and Brett is taking the day off. And JR, I thought I unmuted you guys. Oh, are you guys able to unmute yourselves? There we go.
I'm back.
We are back. All right. Awesome. Okay. Well, welcome, everybody. Wow, we've got 23 viewers already. Excellent. Hello, Heather. Welcome. HM, welcome to the show. Welcome, everybody. We'll let everybody slide in here. We hope you guys are having a great day today. My day was actually really good. I got to write up a clinical evaluation form that I'm using with my staff right now. So I don't know, man, I really get into like writing those forms and doing that type of stuff. It makes me feel really organized. I don't know about you guys, but I really kind of like it, man. No, JR's shaking his head. Nope, not a form person. Reggie, what about you? Are you a paperwork person, or are you a get out and get your hands dirty type of person?
A little bit of both. After I mess up the paperwork, then I go out and get my hands dirty to get away from it. And then when I mess up hands on, I go back to the paperwork.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, it's Thursday. And Reggie, where are you joining us from today, sir?
Charleston, South Carolina, on the southeast coast.
Oh, man. I've never been out to South Carolina. I got to get out there, man.
Thought you're coming out next year for our wedding, man.
That is right. I am coming out for the wedding. Thank you, JR, for reminding me of that.
12/23.
Yeah, I'll be there, brother. I got to put that on my calendar. Maybe I should probably book my airline tickets, huh?
Yeah, you probably should. Buddy.
Yeah. All right.
Road trip.
Exactly. Well, we have a great show lined up for you guys today. Reggie is going to talk about his story coming into recovery, and he is also retired from the United States Air Force as a senior master chief, a chief master sergeant. Sorry about that, Reggie. My bad. And I have a frog. I have a frog in my throat, man. JR, can you talk for a minute while I get this this bad boy out of there?
Reggie, he's a Marine. You know, the big words.
They're going to be teaming up on me all night here.
Tip of the spear, man.
I'm glad to have Reggie on the show. He's a mentor in Veterans Treatment Court with me. We were actually the first two mentors to sign up. And since then, he's become the mentor coordinator. He works, the judge puts him to work. I'll say that much. Just kidding, Judge. I know you're going to be watching this later. It's great to have you, buddy.
Yeah, Reggie, we're very happy to have you. So I wrote a script to bring Reggie into the show. So let me go ahead. This whole frog in my throat. Oh, my goodness. All right. So Reggie Davis has worked as a paramedic for 33 years simultaneously. He has completed a 39-year career with the United States Air Force Reserves. Reggie achieved the rank of Chief Master Sergeant in 2008. Along with being a first responder, Reggie has held other jobs such as author, DUI instructor, veteran court mentor, prison volunteer, also a peer volunteer and friend. Today, Reggie celebrates 36 years of continuous sobriety. From Reggie's education at the School of Hard Knocks, he is transformed with grace into an inspirational speaker, person, and prevention educator. As mentioned, Reggie also authored a book called The Wrench in the Mirror Looks Like Me, or excuse me, The Wrench in the Mirror Looks Like Me. This book is a personal story of the grace that changed his heart and allowed him to change his mind. Reggie is married to his best friend, Lily, for 41 years, and they are proud parents of two adult prodigies whose inspirational and musical gifts have helped heal some of the world's hurt. So, Reggie, like I said, man, we're really happy to have you on to the show today. You know, super proud of all your accomplishments, man, and in retiring from the Air Force and you know, getting up there in rank and everything. So can you tell us a little bit about what it was like for you early in life when you were trying to balance and maintain, you know, an addiction, a job, working in the reserves, and what that kind of felt like for you?
Well, so you know how everything always starts off good. That's just like even the first drink or two, you know, makes you feel good. It's then later on when the good times turn to bad times is when things start to fall apart. And essentially, you know, I could go back to say that, you know, I come from a home where parents, some were functional alcoholics and some were not so functional. And through school, through 16, when I took that first drink and I said, man, why haven't we been doing this all along? This is the answer to everything. And like I said, you know, then some of the trouble that followed after that, and then getting into to school, high school, and almost getting kicked out of high school, managing to finish, and then deciding that I was going to college, but I ran out of money, and I said I would go into the military, and that's when I joined the Air Force. And as long as I stayed busy, you know, sometimes if you keep your hands busy, you don't have as much time to get in trouble. And so when I went to the military early on, first starting, I started out real good. You know, I went through basic training and my first several months of working in the hospital. And then I started hanging out with people who like to have a good time. And these good times were making high risk choices. You know, how's the phrase go? We played hard and we worked hard and we played hard. And then we got to even playing even harder. Mm-hmm. And sooner or later, the same trouble that usually befalls people in the military starts happening. You know, I can go on and on from fights, broke my hand, didn't show up for duty. They called me to come to duty and I said, I'm not coming. They came and got me. To living on a suspended bus. And that's when every time you see the commander, he says he's going to take your stripe. And Article 15s, just every time I got in trouble, I had been something to do around drinking. And so I didn't see it at the time. And so early in my career, also, I got married, which I told my wife at the time I thought it was a bad idea, but that I proved right about that. You know, I wasn't a very responsible husband. And so there's problems in my marriage, now my job. And it got to the point where at the end of the day, they were going to, well, practically they had thrown me out. Exactly what happened was the commander told me, the new commander said, this is your last day in the military. And he told me he was throwing me out. But the commander before him said, if he see me in the next 6 months, it would be my last day in the military. Well, he didn't see me because I wasn't near him. But the new commander had a different idea. So I went back to my duty section and I told my supervisor, we had a new supervisor who was an E9, like I said, Chief Master Sergeant, had been sent down because we had such a horrendous drug misuse and alcohol problem in the section I worked in, which was the emergency room trauma center. And my supervisor had been put out and a lot of people got in trouble. Well, he was there to try and straighten it out. Well, I told him what happened and he thought it was unfair. So he went back over to the commander's office and they said I could re-enlist. And I said, well, I just want to extend. So I extended for 6 months and I got out. I got out of the military because I knew I was going to be incarcerated if I tried to stay in another 4 years. That was just the kind of trouble I was headed for. So I got out and stayed in the reserves. And I came to Charleston, started working as a paramedic. So I'm working for the county as a paramedic, and I'm in the Air Force Reserves, and I'm flying air missions out of Charleston. And that was great for the first year or two. But to tell you the truth, sometimes I'd fly one of those missions and I'd barely remember getting back to the plane. And I was starting to get in trouble, about to be put out of the reserves. And then my civilian job as a paramedic, at the time we worked 24 hours. And I'd work 24 hours. And when I got off, I would try and drink for the other 48. And that started to turn into a nightmare. And in my book, if I just want to pause a minute, there's like a one-page story I like to read that kind of encapsulates where my life was at that time.
Absolutely.
During the first 2 years of my civilian career, EMS career, I continued to drink at high risk. I had grown accustomed to seeing bad things happen to good people because of their choices. I found victims who had hung themselves, others still clenching guns with half their heads blown off, motorcycle accident victims in several pieces and parts. Most of the bad things I saw involved alcohol and drugs. Still, somehow, I convinced myself that I was not like the people who were making the same high-risk choices I was making. And then early one morning, around 5 a.m., I crawled into an overturned car soaked in blood, gasoline, and alcohol to witness 3 active duty military members take their last breaths before the fire rescue personnel could cut them out of the mangled wreck. At 7 a.m., I got off work and I had my first drink of the day. My only thought of that morning's tragic episode was how that kind of unlucky accident would never happen to someone like me. And I like that story because it encapsulates and tells what this thing of addiction does to us, that no matter how bad a situation we're looking at, or how bad a situation we're experiencing, we don't see it. All the trouble around me, I'm thinking, well, hell, my friends are having the same kind of trouble and problems I am, so this must be normal. I'm getting to the point now when I drink a lot, my stomach's burning like it's on fire, so I can need to quit eating spicy foods. And so at the end of the day, it took me 2 years after I came off of active duty. My wife was gone. The job said it was going to fire me, and my health was going down. And emotionally, I was at my wit's end. And because I had seen people who had taken their own lives to end the pain, I got my guns out and I was trying to drink enough to end the pain, put a bullet in my head. The problem was, for some reason, I couldn't drink enough. It just didn't seem to get drunk enough, or I passed out and I woke up and I was still here. And that told me right there, I said, you really got a problem. And the next day, for some reason, I went to my first AA meeting. And pretty essentially the rest is history. I've been blessed. I got the same sponsor, 36 years. I just picked up one chip. The disease is a disease of relapse, but I never had one. I don't always work my program perfectly. The one lesson I came away with was that to keep this thing, you got to give it away. So I've always been about service, and I try my best to give the most back to the military, to the veterans, because that's where I cheated the system. That's where I was, how did they phrase it? Disgraced to the uniform, unfit for duty, and so forth. And so to go from the person to being that young soldier about to be thrown out of the military to retire, to putting on the rank of E9 in 16 years, my civilian job, I was there 33 years. I was a supervisor for 23 of those years. I've been married to the same wonderful woman 41 years. And, we call them the promises in the AA Big Book. And the things that have happened in my life are things like, I can't imagine when I hear someone talk about how low they went and then how high they were raised up to because they found a higher power. They understood that it's a program, and if you don't work it, it won't work. And so, if it's still on, I got a beautiful, I can just say it like this here, that there's a brig here, and I go up every Wednesday morning, I'm there. One of the greatest things that happens is some of those individuals still reach out and in contact with me just to hear how their life is turned around. And the thing about it is, when I go in that brig, I say, this is the place I should have been, but I wasn't there because my higher power had another purpose for me. But some of those guys, one of them was actually on here. The greatest gift for me is to hear how their life is going so positively. The other thing, like JR can share with you, we work with the vet court. And once again, guys who are in trouble with the legal system. And I don't know, I haven't met any veteran who's really having a hard time that doesn't have some kind of substance abuse issue. I don't know if that's part of what they issue us. I know when I went in, they showed me how to drink and how to get it accessibly. But I migrated to those people who are making high risk choices. I wouldn't have anything to do with somebody who says, well, let's have 1 or 2 drinks. I'm like, well, why would you want to do something like that? So I accept the fact that there's some of us, there's a different road that we just have to find a program that helps us leave it alone. And the way we stay on that trail for me is I work day in and out whenever I can to work with other veterans. I want to share this. This is probably the thing I really enjoy the most. Probably May again. I'm a DUI instructor. I took this program they had in the military, so they teach it to the young airmen. But in South Carolina, it's the same. If you get a DUI in South Carolina, you got to take this 16-hour course. I love teaching that, and they love me coming in to teach it. Because half the people who come in, they're pissed off. They don't want to be there. Why did the cop stop me? Or, I didn't have, why I wasn't drinking that much. But at the end of it, somehow I feel like I'm able to not only, I think the best compliment they gave me is they said, you don't talk down to us, you talk to us. And I tell them because, hey, I done walked in them shoes. And like we in addiction, I think one of our greatest gifts, I add a little humor to it. I said, yeah, I've seen some bad stuff happen, put a car up a tree. How you put a car up a tree? Well, if you drink enough, you can put a car in a tree. But with that, on here also is some of the people who also support me in the vet court program. That's great. And other people that I've known for a while, some good friends. So I appreciate them showing up to hear us talk.
Absolutely, Reggie, and it's tremendous to hear your story. I'm sure I hope that quite a few of us here can kind of relate to the whole military background. I know I can, and JR can. But it's funny you mentioned the issuing of almost like issuing a substance use disorder when we get out of the military, because so many of us fall into that category of substance use disorder, which is a mental health disorder, or other co-occurring disorders that go along with that. And it's so sad to see, but it's so wonderful to see people like yourself and JR that are out there on the daily grind, helping these people reimagine themselves, helping these people see the potential that they could have, and getting back on track to where they were in the military. Because I haven't met anybody ever that said, hey, I want to be an addict, like let me volunteer for that, because that sounds like it's going to be a blast. Now, I have met people that say, well, during my addiction there were a lot of fun times, but those times didn't outweigh all the bad times that that happened after that. So thank you for the work that you do with the veterans, and I want to thank you personally for your service, brother.
Thank you so much. JR, I'll tell you, man, it waters my eyes up. But when they have one of those graduations for those veterans, to see their families that they've been separated from come back in their lives, and they've got jobs and so forth. It's just you couldn't pay us for that kind of
right. It's a true blessing to see the graduations and the families come in, and it's like when they start the program, they are separated from the family. The family won't have anything to do with them. And then like halfway through, maybe the father will come in or the mother will come in and sit in on a court session. And it's like, you just see the gradual changing. Yeah. One of the things you mentioned earlier, Reggie, was it's funny how our addictive thinking blinds us to what's really going on. Like you said, your stomach was hurt. No, I'll just quit spicy food. I'll keep the drinking. But I'll do other things to see if I can get rid of it. It's like always our last thing when the smoke finally clears, like, hey, I got a problem. I mean, that's what really helped me. I mean, when my eyes were finally opened.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I heard from you that I loved was you said that you treat people like they're people. And I think that's so important, because a lot of times people don't expect, especially at their worst, like when they feel like they're there's so much shame. They don't feel like they deserve to be treated, well. And having somebody that they respect and that's been there, that treats them like another human being, that's so powerful. And thank you.
Yeah, I think working with the veterans, because in the mentors program, you don't have to be somebody in recovery. It's just a valuable asset, when you have it, because you truly, it's like, I never forgot this lesson I learned working in the hospital in the burn center for several weeks. But the burn patient told me, he said, when the doctors walk past him, the air from their coats burns his skin like acid. He said the only other person who really can understand how bad they feel is another burn patient. and so sometimes, sometimes it's as simple as when you see somebody in that deep denial and they're talking that language, something goes off in your head and say, I understand them. They're not that crazy to me because I used to talk just like that. And all we were trying to really do is hold up a mirror and help them see that, hey, this is where you're at, and you can change. You can get somewhere else.
Yeah, absolutely. And Reggie, I can totally relate to that because, and what Ashley said about treating them like a human and recognizing that it's a person in front of us. It's not a number. It's not a means for our paycheck to come in, but we deal with humans every single day, and we have to recognize these people as humans. And I get very worked up about this sometimes because I've worked in places where it was all about the numbers and all about the money and and stuff like that, and I'm thinking to myself, where the hell is the human connection that we're supposed to be giving these people? We take an oath in this industry to do no harm to anybody, and it's up to us as professionals to maintain. Brett, have a good night, brother. We hope you guys have a good time on your Pets High adventure there. But I hope that we can all realize that we've all been there before, and that's why it's so important for us to see that they are no different from us. We're just further down the path than they are, but we've walked the path before, and they're just further back in the platoon. They're bringing up the rear. And we're out there with that guide on, leading the way.
Yeah. JR can share with you. This is really impressive. One of the things about this vet court it's got a judge and they've got prosecutors and all, but everybody is pro. They're looking out for the best interests of the vets. We've got some chaplains, but even the judge has to, what's the word, JR? Discipline them or he does it with love. It's the way I see it. Maybe they don't feel it that way, but he understands them on that level that he's using it as a tool to help them get to where they need to be. So you got the VAs providing them care and the legal systems of giving them the direction and the mentors. You couldn't do without the mentors. We're just there to, like you say, model success for them and be a friendship. It really is. We're pretty much like family.
Yeah, we got a great group of guys currently in vet treatment court, and you like Reggie was saying, we have a great support system with the judges. I mean, Judge Cooten's, he's a former Marine, and he's such a great guy. I mean, he was the assistant when I was in drug court, and I remember him challenging me one day. Now, young JR thought he knew a lot. Judge Cooten checked me. He's like, "What are you doing on step 12? How are you helping others?" And he knocked me back, and I started thinking about it. It's like, you know what? I was coasting. So because of him, all of this happened. I mean, without him, I never would have started the Recovery Revolution page, the podcast shows, everything. I mean, he's and I like to mention that to him every now and then because, he's a great guy. And Judge Condon, who's over him, great guys. They both came out to one of my speaking engagements last year. I mean, they are really behind helping people get through the court. They're not just sitting up there, it's not all black and white. They feel they have the empathy to understand what the participants are going through, and they really try to help. I mean, we have a great system here.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you guys a question because we use a lot of terminology here, and I want to make sure that our listeners are following along with the terminology that we use. So in military lingo, when we talk about a brig, for those of you that are unfamiliar with that is essentially jail. A brig means that you're going to jail. So if you hear that word used during tonight's broadcast, just keep that in mind. That means we're talking about things that we might be familiar with, H&I. So this is kind of very similar where we're bringing a message into these people and bringing help in for them. And also, when you guys talk about being a mentor versus a recovery coach, because I know, JR, you're a recovery coach, and Reggie, you work as a mentor, and I don't know if you're a recovery coach as well. Is there a big difference between the two?
It's pretty much, I pretty much do with my mentees as what I do with my my clients for the recovery coach. It may be a little bit more hands-on with the coaching because I guess it kind of depends on your who your participant is in vet court, but it's very similar.
Yeah, one of to be a mentor though is it's not required that you have a recovery background. So that would be the difference that you couldn't to have to be a recovery. Am I correct, Jay? A recovery coach is someone who's in recovery, has to be in recovery.
You're in recovery and you're certified peer support.
Right. So, and I'm not saying that some people, if you got the heart and passion, you probably can do as good a job. But I don't, like I said, I reflect before. It's that burn patient that can really knows what it feels like, and so that's some of the advantage of having the recovery background.
Yeah.
Oh, the brig thing, the military jail. Listen, the one we have in Charleston is called the Navy Consolidated Brig. But let me assure you, they got Air Force, they got Marines, Army, Coast Guard. They even got some people who started off at the academy, and next detour they took was they're doing time in military jail. So they don't discriminate.
Yeah, and military law is so different from civilian law. Right. We are now under the military code of justice, and it's and if you're not careful in the military, you can get charged with a military violation along with a civilian violation. So you have to appear in two courts at times. Is what my understanding of it. I never got in trouble in the military. I got out before I got in trouble, but yeah.
One of the patterns that I always recall is the fact that I got in a lot of trouble in the military. I never got in any trouble for substance use. All the times I did something, I was under the influence, but all the times they caught me or I was standing in front of the commander, it was because I was a bad trooper or did something wrong. No one ever identified that, that I had an abuse problem. But then I came in 88 and 78, 79. And so a lot of my supervisors were these guys who had been to Vietnam and all. And it was a different military back then. And some things these days you couldn't do probably a tenth of some of the things we did. You'd be thrown out. And maybe rightly so.
Yeah, there's no AA or NA at my unit. I mean, they didn't care. They didn't care if after you got off, you went and drank 2 cases of beer. As long as you showed up at 6 a.m. in the morning to run your 5 miles, you were okay.
I was trying to find this video that I found, like it was months ago, about veteran peer support, but I can't find it. That's what I was doing, as I was trying to. It's like it made it a lot clearer for me not being in the military.
You had one job, Ashley.
I know. I should have prepared. Procrastination. I'll find it though. It's the best video on peer support I've ever seen.
Oh,
it's
really?
It's like, and it's a cartoon. It's just, he's like in a ditch. He's standing in a ditch, and like all the doctors come by and they're like, you need to take this medicine. And they throw the medicine down to him and he doesn't take the medicine. Like then somebody comes and brings him food and they throw down the food to him and he doesn't want to eat. But then one of his fellow serviceman, or however, I'm sorry, I'm bad with the lingo, but comes and gets in the ditch with him. And he's like, come on, let's do this together. And they help each other climb out of the ditch together. And it was just like, it's very like powerful. So
leave no veteran behind.
Yeah. One of the stories in my book, and it's one of the things that happened that really motivated me. During Desert Storm in 1991, we were activated for like 6 months, and I got my unit half went to Saudi Arabia, and I went to Germany. And what we would do is they would bring the initial, when it started, we had wounded soldiers they bring to Germany, and then we put them on a big plane and we fly them back to the United States. And I got to fly more than many of the other medics because I was a paramedic, because of my some of my other skills. So they would call me a lot. And I had a young troop. He was like a fast burner. He was gonna be really impressive. But in the hotels during our downtime, they played cards and things, and they drank. And I didn't drink anymore at this time. And I'm looking at him, and he's drinking them all under the table. And so sometimes it was just me and him looking at each other. And so I tried to pull him aside and told him that he was going to have some trouble coming, because I seen some of me in him, and several times. And he told me, Sarge, I got this thing. And he was the only troop we lost during that time, because that's all we were doing, flying missions like that. But he took his life. And I kept asking myself, did I try hard enough? Did I say the right things? And I just never forgot that. It impacted me to always, as JR said, we don't want to leave anybody behind, but want to make sure we exhaust every effort to save as many veterans as possible. And we can, and they won't all. Some people will struggle harder than others. But we won't give up on them, and that's the part I appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. And and giving up on people is not in our nature. As I want to say humans, but I know definitely people that have served our country. I did a VA group at Duffy's in Calistoga, and it was all people that were in the military. And so my favorite topic for them was the topic of surrender, because you got all the Marines that are they buck up and oh man, we're never surrendering, and and all these guys that are fresh into recovery. But when we look at the idea of surrender, it doesn't mean that we're giving up on things. It just means that we're coming to a realization that there might be something inside of our life that we just can't control, and that's okay. But it's when we have the problem thinking that we can control it, and we're okay because we can control it. That's where the idea of surrender for a lot of people gets tied up. So just a fun little tidbit there that I like to throw out at the vets during my groups that I do. So really quickly, guys, I want to take a break for a quick second. We're going to talk about Reggie's book here in a few minutes, and we're also doing our giveaway. But I wanted to take a second to talk about the Broken Chains apparel T-shirt contest is still available. We have information about that. If you want to go to their website, look up Broken Chains Apparel, and you can find their website. They have more information on that. And basically what the contest is you're entering for a T-shirt contest, and we're going to have them live on the show, and we're going to be showing a couple of the designs, and then they're going to make their decision, and then we're going to show the winner. And I think it would actually be really cool to have the winner of the design contest onto the show, JR. If that sounds like a good plan for you, and we can bring them all in, and then they're going to work with that person and develop some recovery apparel. So if you guys are looking for really cool recovery apparel, go to Broken Chains Apparel, and we'll be keeping you guys up to date on what we're going to be doing. And I think we're going to have Broken Chains on next episode to talk about some of the finalists, and then we're going to be announcing a winner probably a week or two after that. So If you guys are also interested in joining us on YouTube, we are streaming live on YouTube as well as Facebook. And if you can go to YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for us. We are at about 460 subscribers right now. We would love to see those numbers go up. And if you click on that bell, it's going to alert you, just in case you're not able to make any of the other shows, but it will alert you when our episodes post on YouTube after our live show. So again, a good opportunity for you to keep in touch with us and to check out more information about what we have going on the Recovery Revolution live on YouTube. Also, if you guys would like to leave us a voice message, you can do so. Let us know how we're doing. A lot of times we put these shows out, and like with this show, we have live comments. So that's really cool because we have a sense of engagement and what you guys are thinking and talking about and stuff, and how we're doing with our topics. But sometimes with podcasts and things like that, we don't necessarily know if you guys are getting stuff from the content and everything. So please send us a voice message. We'll have the link in the show description. You can go there, let us know how we're doing. And what we would like to do is we would like to build a bunch of messages up and include that in our opening sequence, where we can include your guys' messages and let you guys be part of the show that way as well. So I think that there's a lot of opportunity there for you guys to get even more involved other than just viewing the show. And again, we want to thank everybody for coming on to the show today and listening to Reggie's story, hearing us and talking recovery with us. We appreciate all your comments down there. Absolutely appreciate those. And we're doing a giveaway tonight, and Reggie is going to be giving away one of his books. So thank you very much for that, Reggie. We appreciate that. And again, this is Reggie's book here. So A Wretch in the Mirror Looks Like Me by Reggie Davis. And he gave us a copy of the book digitally, and that's a really cool book. It seems like the book, Reggie, is a series of short stories that kind of tell a bigger story. Would that be an accurate statement, sir?
Yeah. During my time as a paramedic, there's sometimes just like that story I just talked about. There's certain incidences that stay with you. It's just like it happens a lot to people in the military, and so those are the ones that kind of rattle around in my head. Sometimes when I'm driving somewhere and I pass a location. So what helped me, it was really cathartic and freeing to write it down in a book. And so I started off, like I said, talking about my background, my childhood, the biological risks and the environment I came out of, and then it just spiraled into the military. But then my civilian career as a paramedic, I think it's like 10 stories of the ones, man, kills his wife and himself and leaves a child behind, and young people, a boating accident. And it's just, it's to see those high risk choices some of us make because we don't see the danger. And then to work in that field, as I expressed it, I did, and I didn't see that, those same kind of things could happen to me. But it was real freeing. So I hope sometimes people read them and they can see and they can relate to the fact that, yes, I could have been on the same road, but thanks to recovery, we found a different way.
Absolutely. And if you guys would like to get in on tonight's giveaway, put that hashtag looks like me in the chat section, and we're going to be doing a giveaway here in a little bit, and make sure you guys get in on that. So get those hashtags in. Raimundo, thank you for joining us today. Ashley's got hers in. JR has his in. Cheryl recently married a 100% disabled Marine. Cheryl, bless you. Thank you very much. I hope that you and your husband are doing well. Yeah, Reggie. So can you tell us a little more about the book and how long did it take you to write the book, sir?
So let me see. When I started, probably in all it took, maybe it took probably a year. I wasn't rushed. I was writing down the stories, rewriting them, But probably since I had been thinking, usually when you're doing a book, usually you've been thinking about it a while. So, you know, I had bits of notes and things. When I really got organized, you know, I did a couple of drafts. I had to make sure that I had people vet them, so make sure that nothing could be recognized. The incidents, you know, you have to change some of the names and so forth. And then I had a couple of people who gave me permission to put the stories in because it related to either them or their family members, and that was real gratifying. So those kind of things took some time to get to put together. But it's a short read. I mean, it's not a long book, and then I include a lot of photos that jump out. You know, so sometimes a picture can tell a big story. So there's pictures back to some of the various stages of my career, promotion, and a picture of me and my wife renewing our vows, and those are lasting memories. So you know, it's if you know, you usually you put down what you want to put down, you go back and you look and you do it again and again. And then after you finish, you remember some things that you thought you should have put in there, but it's fine. You know, if anything else, you can do the next verse, the next version.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the fact that you include graphics in this, you know, along with the short story, because, you know, we learn, or well, not learn, but we can, very visual people. So by having that graphic along with it, I think that it really adds to what the point is that you're trying to bring across in that particular instance. And so I'm grateful for that. Not only as a Marine who enjoys books with pictures in them, but but also as a person in recovery. So thank you very much for doing that. I felt very at home reading your book. Yeah, man, it was awesome, and it was a really good. I read about half of it already, so it's really good, guys. You got to get in on this. Oh, and let's see, Nathaniel, I'm going to put yours up here, buddy. Make sure that we are doing a hashtag, sir, that is all together, no spaces. Otherwise, it won't get picked up on the algorithm. So, you know, just make sure, Nathaniel, that it's going to look like this one with no spaces. Hashtag with no spaces, please. So, JR, how are you doing over there? What does your shirt say, sir? Recovery what? Recovery Revolution. Whoa. Dude, where did you what?
Doing it sober. I got this off their website, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you make it, or they already
She has two different versions of Recovery Revolution shirts on there. I'm like, let me get them.
What?
Hey,
Ashley.
Quick story about Reggie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, please.
I've known Reggie for about 2 years now, maybe a little bit longer.
Yeah, 2019.
And I never knew he had a book until about 2 months ago when another mentor mentioned it in our thread. I'm like, Reggie, you never told me. That's how humble of a guy this guy is.
Yeah. Everybody has a book except for me and Carl.
Yeah, Ashley, I'm with you. I think that we need to get on the book circuit here. I actually feel I really want to write a book about my experiences growing up, and I don't know, maybe people would read it. I'm sure JR would read it. I'm sure if we gave it to Brett, he would probably have it collect dust on his side table. Oh, he's
right next to my book on his shelf.
Carl, I would read it.
Okay, thank you, Ashley. I appreciate that. Because we had to do a whole thing in college where we had to write our kind of a bio about us, and so I titled mine "How I Got to Now." And I had almost a year of recovery at that time, but my teacher was like, "Man, you should write a book about this," because I guess I'm a good writer. I don't know, but But it sounds like it would be fun to write a book. I don't know how long. So let me ask both of the authors here. Reggie, we're going to go with you first. How long did it take you to complete your project of writing the book from the idea where you actually sat down and started mapping something out to sending it a completed version to the publisher?
Probably 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because what do you call them? Like the editors, some of the editors, I have to sometimes get it to them on their time, and
Right.
but yeah. So I mean, probably today, and JR maybe can comment on this here. There's some systems that, well, it depends on how much you want to pay and who you have working. You can get it done as quick and as you want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, JR, how long did it take you to do your book from the time that you actually sat down to start to map it out? And I know that you cheated a little bit because you started when you were in rehab, right? You started writing your stories.
I started while I was in jail.
Right.
I had a lot of time on my head.
That's not cheating.
Yeah. I mean, it was either that or go out there and play spades and do push-ups. So I was like, let me pick up this pen because the push-ups and the spades is not getting me anywhere.
Yeah.
Originally, it took me about 8 months for the first version, and then it took like another year for me to get. I was unhappy because I kind of fluffed it at the end trying to finish it. So I went back in it about a year later and then gutted it out a little bit, added some more stories, and it took about maybe another 6 months from there to get the final version, which I am totally happy with.
Yeah. We're happy too. You're going to have to do another release on it though, because you got more things to put on the cover there, buddy. So
hey, if I could put a plug in, one of our fellow mentors on there, that Nathaniel, he's got an amazing story, and he's a poet. He's an amazing poet. So just maybe JR might in the future may invite him. But
shout out.
He's talented.
Yeah, Nathaniel, we will get in contact with you. I think it would be fun to have you on. And there's another poet out there. He's over in Massachusetts. His name is Matt G. And he is the CEO of Aftermath Recovery, but he also does poetry. Ooh, we could have a poetry battle on the show. Bam! Where? Oh, I don't have my sound effects on.
AG, hit us with something.
Yeah. I think that's a fantastic idea. And we could have JR and Reggie judge the contest. They could be the refs.
Hey, big shout out to Chrissy. I don't know if I can announce it yet. Can I, Chrissy?
There's a delay, or she's going to text you.
Yeah, I said congratulations too, but I didn't say why.
Yeah, big news.
Chrissy's
awesome. Carl.
So is Heather. Heather's awesome too.
Yeah, Heather's awesome too. Big shout out.
Carrie's awesome too.
Our family.
Christopher. Jeff.
Christopher's okay.
Chris, he's only kidding. Wait, do I know the news? I know that I have been absent from our chat group that happens at all hours of the night, I might add, Ashley.
I go to bed at 9:30. Y'all go on as long as you want.
I know. Ashley's like, does Carl even know that we're doing this anymore?
Well, and then there's then JR gets up at the crack of dawn. So it's Carl and California is going until 2 in the morning.
Right.
And then JR's at 5 in the morning. And I'm like, can I sleep ever, please?
No, you have one job, Ashley.
Yeah.
You're allotted 4 hours of rest per day.
Yeah, 4 hours of rest, and then you're going to be back on Firewatch, and then you have to
it's about what I get
around the camp. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we got Reggie's book. We got the fundraiser going. So guys, again, if you haven't put your hashtag in, we're going to throw that back up there. It is tonight's giveaway, and it's called The Wretch in the Mirror Looks Like Me, and hashtag looks like me down there. So please go ahead and get those hashtags in if you haven't. We're going to be doing the drawing here in a little bit. And I have a fun game that I wanted to play with you guys. Do you guys sound like doing a little game?
You that buzzer?
Don't ever. Yes.
Hey.
Okay, there we go. All right, so we're going to be doing a little game here, guys. Do you want game music? Because I have my groovy, funky music I play when I do my rapid fire questions. And while we're doing that, JR, can you tell everybody a little bit about the, again, introducing the Broken Chains Apparel contest while I look something up here?
Okay.
Great.
Recovery Revolution and Broken Chains Apparel and the Sober app. We are doing a T-shirt design contest. I mean, we are taking designs from our viewers, which is you. I mean, submit us your best designs, and we will vote on it. I don't know exactly the end date, but we will pick the winners, and the winners win a gift card, and they get a T-shirt of their design. And I believe we're putting their signature on the shirt. I believe.
Wasn't today the last day? I thought it was the last day.
It was supposed to, but Carlin mentioned.
Brett mentioned it was extending out. Is Broken Chain still on our chat? Oh, a comment just got thrown up there. Okay.
I'll text Brett.
Yeah. Just
David was on here earlier.
Yeah, David, are you still on, buddy? We'll let there is oh wow, that was very ferocious. Okay, so we'll get more information for you guys about the contest, but again, if you want to go to Broken Chains Apparel, they have more information about that as well. So that is very exciting. And as soon as JR gets back, we're going to do our little game here. So Ashley, how has your day been today?
It's been good. Everything's there's so much stuff going on. Next week's finals week, so that's crazy. And then there's just every day there's more stuff. Right.
But
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah. Okay, good. I think they redid my rapid fire questions here because I had one that was yes or no, random rapid fire questions.
Yes.
One word. Oh, yes.
No.
Okay. No. Oh, here we are with two options. Okay. All right, guys. So we're going to be starting our game. Everybody is ready. And our game tonight is the Think Fast game. And I am going to be reading questions to you guys. And you guys are going to be answering them. So we're going to start with Ashley. Then we're going to move to JR. And then we're going to move to Reggie. Okay. And we're going to rotate in that order. Does that sound good, guys?
Ladies first. Let's go.
All right, Ashley. Okay, so Ashley, name 3 ways to get a tan.
A tanning bed, laying in the sun, and then driving in the car. Where half of you gets tan and the other half doesn't.
All right.
Like driving.
We'll accept those answers. Thank you very much, ma'am. Noise. JR. Name 3 ways to book a hotel room or a motel room, depending on what your pleasure is, sir.
Walk up, internet, and phone.
Walk up, internet, and phone. Okay, we will accept those answers. Thank you very much, sir. All right, Reggie. Name 3 ways to cook a steak.
You can grill it, you can fry it, and you can broil it.
All right, I like that very much, sir. Thank you very much. All right, Ashley. Name 3 things you would wear when it is cold.
A hoodie.
Uh-huh.
Flip-flops, because I wear them even whenever.
Okay.
And
she lives in Florida.
Pants. Right.
In pants.
And not shorts. Come on.
Okay, good. Well, I'm glad that you're going to wear your pants for us, Ashley. Thank you very much. All right, JR. Name 3 things that don't belong on a hamburger.
Peanut butter, jelly, and bananas.
Oh, dude, you're killing me, man. Those are like my 3 top favorites. Wow. Okay. Well, I'm not inviting you over to any of my barbecues. All right, Reggie, name 3 ways to combat a trigger.
A trigger. Keep your eyes closed. Let's see. Keep your eyes closed. Avoid going into places where they set you off. Avoiding triggers. And kill your sense of smell.
Kill your sense of smell. All right. I like those. Thank you very much,
No social
sir.
media.
Yeah, we'll give you a ding for that one. That's great. All right, Ashley, name 3 ways to communicate with somebody else.
Talking,
Mm-hmm.
facial expressions,
Okay.
and passing notes.
And passing notes. Oh, you're a note passer.
Well, as a middle school girl at one time.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we'll definitely, we'll give you a bell for that one. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Thank
And
you.
JR, 3 ways to ask for help.
Raise your hand. Ask for help. Raise your hand. Email.
Okay.
And call somebody.
And call somebody. All right. We'll give you a ding for
Phone a
that
friend.
one. Phone a friend. Okay.
And call
So we're
Reggie.
all right. We're gonna go through a couple more questions with you guys here. All right. Reggie, work or play?
Work.
Work. All right. Ashley, love or friendship?
Both.
Nope. We got to pick one.
Friendship.
Okay.
I think you could have both, though.
You can have both, but she only can pick one. Thank you very much.
But who made you the rule maker?
I am in charge of this contest right now. Okay.
If I want both, I can have both.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
All
you.
right. JR, money or happiness?
Happiness.
All right. Reggie, cats or dogs?
Dogs.
All right. Ashley, summer or winter?
Florida winter or winter?
Summer or winter? It's up to you on how you want to define it.
Florida winter.
Florida winter. Okay, that's summer in our books. Thank you very much. JR, morning or evening?
Morning.
All right. And Reggie, the last one, salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Sweet. Okay, and the last question that I always like to ask all of the people that participate in my games, who is your favorite Disney character? JR and Ashley have already done this on my show, but we're going to review and see if their questions line up with what they told us prior. And Reggie, you are going to be answering for the first time. So, Reggie, we'll let you go first. Who is your favorite Disney character?
I guess I'm so old school. It has to be Mickey Mouse.
Okay. Hey, Mickey's classic, brother. There's no shame in that. All right. Ashley?
Ariel from The Little Mermaid.
Ariel from The Little Mermaid. And JR, sir?
Mandalorian.
The Mandalorian. Yes, sir. Okay, so my favorite Disney character, I just got a new one. It's that red panda from the Panda movie. Have you guys seen that one on Disney? Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And it's like the girl that turns into the little red panda. No? Oh man. Okay. Watching too much TV here, guys. So excellent. All right, man. Reggie, you having a good time, brother?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Excellent. All right. So, JR, should we run the giveaway and see who our winner is?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right. Okay. And again, if anybody has a last minute entry that they want to do, we're going to do a minute countdown. No Aladdin. Carl reminds me of the Aladdin type from his camera. Thank you very much for that, Bruce. I appreciate that. We'll throw that one up there for everybody to enjoy.
Bougie.
Bougie. I am bougie. Yes. Very bougie. All right. Okay, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and okay. Good news here. So Ashley just posted. Brett said the contest ends at midnight, and he isn't sure what the time zone is. So we're going to say to be safe at 9 p.m. this evening, wherever you are in the United States, unless you're in Hawaii. Then
it's 9. It's 9 now here. 9:02.
Oh, it's 9 now. Okay, well, you better get it in quick.
Eastern time zone is so if midnight. If you're in Eastern time zone is, but everywhere else, California 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
What is here in Texas? It would be 10 o'clock.
Right. Yeah.
Or no, it would be I'm sorry, 11 o'clock Texas.
Yeah.
Colorado would be 10 o'clock. Right. That's 2 hours.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Whatever you say. All right. We're going to be doing our winner here. So can I, Brett's not here to do the kazoo or the drum roll, but can I get a drum roll from our participants on the camera, please? Thank you.
Playing thumper.
Ooh. Ashley. Do we have an Ashley here? Is Ashley part of our studio today? Ashley Noel Grimes? I'm not sure.
Noel.
Noel? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was Noel. My bad. Noel.
I was born on Christmas Eve.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. Awesome. Well, great news. You've won.
Yay.
So excellent. Thank you. Get with JR. JR will get your information out to you, or we'll work with Reggie. I'm not. And JR, I don't know how you normally do that. Do they just contact you when you have winners?
He's got my information.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
We're good. We're good.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get with Reggie. I'll get the book off Reggie, and then
Okay. Perfect.
It can be part of my collection. We were talking about that earlier, JR.
Silver Book Club.
The Silver Book Club.
Well, I collect them.
There we go.
Like I got that one's today.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Honesty's book. Okay.
I collect books too. Ashley, how many of those have you read though?
Almost all of them.
Ooh, wow. See, I can't say that. Like Reggie's book, I was so stoked because it had pictures and stuff. I was like, dude, this is right up my alley, man. And I'm already halfway through that book. Do your books have pictures in them, Ashley?
Nope.
Oh.
But that one.
Oh, what is that one? What does it say?
Daddy, please stop drinking. It's Dr. Rob's book.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a good one.
Yeah, he sent it.
Cool.
Yeah, this one doesn't have pictures either. But
No.
there is Bipolar Barbies has pictures in it though.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna get hers. And Reggie, if you caught that episode, that's a really that actually it looks like a really good book to read if you get it. And her artwork on the book was phenomenal. I thought it was really good. So okay, guys. JR, do you have any announcements for us for this evening?
This is Bentley.
Bentley. Oh yes, this is your new addition. This is your new addition to the family. Drowning by Bipolar Barbie. That one's you're muted, Ashley. Here, let me see if I can help you. Oh, no, there you go.
It was holding my computer up, but that's Bipolar Barbie. She's got pictures.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's great. I love books. I'm a very visual person, and I'm not trying to say I'm a simple person, but I'm visual. So the pictures actually help me kind of create a story in my mind, which I really appreciate. So, yeah. Okay, Reggie. So Reggie, can you tell us if people are looking to purchase your book or if they're looking to follow you on social media or anything like that, what are some avenues where people can either get in touch with you if they're interested in about purchasing the book, or where can they find the book? Or
I think my site's still up. It's Chief RLD.
okay.
Chief.RLD. I think I got a Facebook too. For the most part, a lot of times when I talk or something, I usually give my book away if I have copies of it. Not, but it is online on the I can't remember, one of those where you can download electronically for like $5 or something, but I don't even keep track. If they can reach out through JR, and if I have some, I'll get I'll provide a free copy or a link to where they can just download it.
Okay. Great. We appreciate that, sir. So if you guys would like more information on Reggie's book, you can always visit our Facebook page at Recovery Revolution 100. And there you can message us, and one of our staff members from the Recovery Revolution will get in touch with you. And, you know, we get a lot of messages through that message board, guys, on Facebook Messenger, a lot of people that are looking for help. And you know, and we're just here to try to point you guys in the right direction, and hopefully allow you guys to succeed. I hope that everybody here tonight has had a wonderful evening. It's been great doing the show. Like we said, Brett was out. He's out doing some pad thai right now with his wife. They're doing their wedding anniversary. So again, guys, congratulations for that. Super, super happy for you guys to see the success of that marriage. And yeah, Ashley, do you have anything you want to close us out with tonight?
We're ending already.
Yeah.
I want to hear some stories.
Oh yeah,
Some
JR, do
more
you have any stories?
Well, and Reggie too. So Reggie can tell us some stories about JR, I bet.
Oh yeah.
JR is one of the first things that jumped out about me is that, and I guess you already know that, he is energetic. He is
so much energetic today.
He's sincere. He's sincere about his recovery, and but I personally watched him work with some of the mentees, and he gives 110%. He's positive. He looks at things from the positive aspect, and yeah, I'm just he's one of the he's sort of like one of the shining stars we got there. I kid about I reach out to him. I'm like, because he's so busy, he's doing so many things, but every now and then when he has time, he's into our support groups or something. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at us. We're blessed.
Don't listen to that, Bentley. Don't listen to that.
Yeah,
but we have a what is that called, JR? That's a thread. Our mentors are on this thread, and those guys, Carl, because you've been in the military. Actually, there's something about military people. We're off, and so we what's the word? We pick at each other. I guess that's the way to put it. And these guys take it to a different level.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I'm temporarily filling the coordinator's position, so I'm sort of like the parent, so I can't get involved with it. But I'd be laughing so hard, I'd be about to fall out of my chair when I'd be watching them get. But yeah, he's a positive guy. We have the truth is that our mentors and even the people we're working with, that camaraderie, that like we said, that thing about we don't want to leave anyone behind. It's just that's what impresses me the most, that we go all out for each other, But they also, and JR is like that too. They give it to each other.
I'm the shy one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Sure, JR.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. One of my coworkers was talking about our little department today, and I was like, she's like, oh, we were all like a good team. I'm like, yeah, I'm the quiet one. She's like, bullshit. You the loud one.
Right.
Me and Chrissy were talking about JR today and how his belief in us and stuff has been so great for our recovery. So he doesn't leave anyone behind.
Yeah, that definitely. JR is definitely.
Hey, this isn't JR hour. Y'all gonna try to make me blush. It's not gonna work.
Well, more than you already have, sir. So who's the judge that you guys deal with? It sounds like that they would be really cool to have on the show as well.
Reggie, get him.
Reggie, you know the judge, brother?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll tell him JR has something to ask him. We'll set it up.
Hey, Reggie, all you have to tell him is that one of his fellow Marines is requesting he comes on the show.
Ooh.
That'll work. That'll work. Yeah.
And just remind him, always faithful.
Yeah, if you ever get bored and watch my Vet Talks video, he's the one I'm talking about when I said, if for all you former Marines, I'll break it down even simpler and make stuff shiny. That was for him. So he can take a joke.
That's right, man. Shiny is right up my alley, brother.
But if you're standing in front of him and you know you did wrong, then he puts a little fear in you.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's a black belt, too.
That doesn't scare me. I survived Marine Corps basic training. Bring it on. and 17 years of addiction. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, which is scarier, right?
I just put in the chat. We have a place here called Heroes Mile, and it's so cool. They're doing like all kinds of innovative things. So it's a cool thing to check out. When I went and visited, I did my training for certified recovery peer specialist there, and it was just like amazing, the stuff that they were doing. And it's very different than at a traditional treatment center because it's everyone there is veterans.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. We have a really strong VA community out here in, you know, California. I live near the hub of the Air Force. Travis Air Force Base is literally, I don't know, maybe 9 miles from my house. And I used to participate when I was in my youth, one of their programs, the official auxiliary of the United States Air Force, which is called the Civil Air Patrol. And I volunteered with them for a long time. I was their recruiting officer. They have a cadet program, and they also have a senior program. And they are responsible for going out and doing search and rescue missions for aircraft, civilian aircraft that go down. And so they will often get called to go do a search for an aircraft, and they have ground crews and air crews that go out and conduct a grid search for these. And they also do the recovery and assist the Air Force with recovering airplane flaps that fall off the airplanes. And if any of you, that's a real story. Airplane flaps fall off of airplanes. I don't know if anybody realizes that. And I don't know if it happens often, but it does happen. So just keep
Only
that in mind.
California.
No, everywhere.
Carl,
Yes.
you do know I'm taking a flight tomorrow, right? Is that why you're bringing this up?
JR, you have nothing to worry about. We're talking about military aircraft here, not civilian. So, you know,
He's gone to watch Duke.
Final Four.
Oh,
hang on.
I thought you already went and watched them, dude.
He did, but that was different. It was
Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, 1, 2.
I'm gonna stop the camera for a second.
Oh, okay. This is JR's version of a magic trick for anybody who's interested.
Rookies!
Wow. Dude.
Yeah, I'm wearing this to the game.
Dude, hold on. We're gonna make this big. Thank you, JR, for showing your pride for the Dukinators.
It matches the background.
Do you call them the Dukies?
I do. Let's go Dukies.
Do you remember
I've probably been a fan for 30 years now.
What? 30 years?
I bought these tickets last year after last year's championship game,
Dude,
hoping and praying that they would make it to the Final Four, and they did.
I thought you said you bought these tickets 30 years ago. I was like, man, that's dedication right there. JR, so tell us, what is your favorite thing about the Dukies when they take the court?
When they win.
Just watching them play. I mean, I totally respect the coach, the program, and what they do. I mean, they've always, you know, graduated their players. I mean, they got one of the highest graduation rates, and they just win. I mean, they're like one of the winningest team. That's why they have so many haters. You either love them or hate them.
Yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah, and my Army buddy's flying out with me. He's a North Carolina fan, so that should be fun.
Oh, yeah. And you guys are going down to New Orleans? Where are you going?
New Orleans.
All right. If you're from New Orleans, you call it New Orleans. I learned that from somebody when I was working on the cruise ship because she was from New Orleans. And she was like, no, you got to call it New Orleans. And I was like, oh, okay. I'll call it New Orleans then. Sorry if I'm offending anybody from the fine state of New Orleans. The Bayou. Okay, so Reggie and JR.
Louisiana.
Oh yeah, go. Oh, Louisiana. Oh, okay. I'm a Marine. Give me a break, okay?
I'm just helping so that there's no memes tomorrow, like when the president said from the great state of Kansas. I was just trying to help you.
That's great.
Do you remember
Hey,
that?
did y'all hear that Eric, what's his name? Eric Church canceled his concert so he could watch this game. He's such a North Carolina fan.
Really? He
Yeah.
canceled his church
Canceled
so he could watch the
concert.
game?
He canceled his concert.
Oh,
he could watch
okay.
the game. He pissed off all the people that had tickets.
Wow.
Screw it.
That's
The
funny.
biggest
only live
rivalry in sports. So
Raymundo says that you look like the Cookie Monster with your hair.
If I get cut off, it's storming really, really bad. So
Okay.
just so you guys know.
Raymundo, you get a bell for that one. Thank you very much.
He gets a cookie.
Ashley, you get a cookie. Better yet, I'll bring cookies when I see you next time.
I have chocolate cake.
chocolate cake.
Oh, why do you have to talk
But
about
we didn't have
sweets?
birthdays. I had to bring
Oh.
cake for the birthdays because JR won't provide it. And then
Hey, that reminds me, we needed to do the
Hey.
sober birthday shout outs.
Yeah.
Carl, you had
we're-
one job tonight, buddy.
Well,
so we don't have a video. So if you had a birthday in the
yeah,
month
please
of
post it.
March,
Post it
please
in our
post.
comments so that we can. Thank you, Ashley. Quick on the
So
fly there.
So I can eat cake because
So you can eat
this is
cake.
the one time I have cake and we don't have birthdays. So somebody give me something to celebrate.
We had a 3-year, someone was celebrating 3 years today.
There was somebody that celebrated 3 years. Ashley, I just put my clean date in there, so you can celebrate that.
That's December.
Oh,
So I'm either celebrating early or I'm celebrating late, and my cake is too good for that.
wow.
No,
There
it's a
was
good-
somebody. There was who was that?
Good
Who
cake.
was celebrating? Wait, what is that? What is that sauce?
strawberry sauce, but I don't like the sauce.
Oh my goodness.
What?
That's
Cake.
too bougie for me.
Oh my
I
gosh,
just-
Reggie, are you a cake person?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
And-
what
and
is
I
your
should-
favorite?
Go ahead. My favorite?
What's your favorite kind of cake?
What is this thing my wife gets? Carrot cake, but I gotta have a little ice cream.
Ooh, carrot cake with ice cream. I haven't done carrot cake with ice cream before.
I
That
think I
sounds
tried that the other
good.
day. I didn't think it matched.
Carrot cake. Well, Reggie, okay, what kind of ice cream do you eat with your carrot cake?
Well, if it's me getting it and she's not around, it's butter almond.
Ooh.
But if she's around,
Yeah.
it's low calorie vanilla or something like that.
Oh, okay. So the sticky ice cream.
Yeah.
I bet a pecan ice cream would be really good with a carrot cake because carrot cake has nuts in it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would go really good. You could make a carrot cake with pecans or pecans, depending on what state or where you're from. And that would be really good.
I don't like pecan or carrot cake or any of this. Chocolate's where it's at.
Chocolate. Okay. Well, yeah. Chocolate is good. Chocolate is definitely good. I'm not going to argue with you on that one. But carrot cake does have a platform to stand on.
It's got some nutritional value, which makes it just not-
Okay. Let me ask you this, Ashley. If you could only eat one thing for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
boiled eggs.
That wasn't part of the question.
You just said if you could only
no,
eat one thing.
hold
That's
on.
what I said.
I'm not done. Broccoli or cake. And it's the only thing you can eat for the rest of your life. What would you choose based off of a nutritional value?
My life would not last long.
What would you choose?
Well,
This is a question I ask my guys at rehab.
really?
Yeah, serious. This is actually a clinical question.
Well, see, I was going to say the boiled egg because it doesn't make my sugar go up and then it has protein. So I feel okay when I do that. But so if
Okay.
I had cake all the time, since being diabetic, it would not be good.
Okay. Well, let's pretend that you weren't diabetic.
I mean, Neither one, because you can't
Wait.
live on broccoli.
And
you can't live on cake.
Why can't you live on cake?
You absolutely cannot live on cake.
Broccoli cake. Ooh.
Oh, no. Okay, JR. Listen, man. Broccoli cake, really?
What kind of rehab do you have that you ask about broccoli and cake?
So this is okay. So it's
That's a California thing. It must be.
No. It's on a video series called God, what is it? So it talks about the brain, but we're talking about nutrition here. And if you think about it, cake actually has, what does cake have in it? It has grains, right? Because it's made with flour. It has eggs, so it has protein in it. It has dairy. Hold on. It has dairy. Okay, well, I mean, it has flour, right? So isn't that considered to be a grain? Doesn't flour come from a grain?
Well, grains are complex carbs, and grains are complex carbs, and flour is simple sugar. It's not wheat. Flour's not wheat. Is
Reggie, JR.
Let's Google this.
Yeah, Google it. Okay, Google if this is going to be on the outtake reel. Ashley and Carl go at it about flour. So the answer to this is what we have been told as clinicians is that you will want to pick broccoli because you see broccoli as being the most healthy thing, right? But in reality, you actually get more nutritional value out of a slice of cake than you do having broccoli, because broccoli is not bringing in all of the nutrients that your body needs to survive.
Nice.
That's definitely a tricky one. Yeah.
It is a tricky one. It is. So Bruce says cake. So if you guys want to chime in, what would you pick? Would you pick broccoli or cake? And guys, I love both. I love broccoli, man. I can do some mean broccoli in a skillet. Whew, don't get me started. But I also love cake. But I'm on keto, so for me, cake is really hard.
Have you ever tried quinoa or whatever it's called? Quin.
Quinoa?
Yeah, that.
Quinoa. Oh, yeah. Quinoa is a great grain.
It's good for keto.
Yeah. Oh, no. Quinoa. I don't think I can do quinoa because it has carbs. No, I think it has carbs. Yeah. Because Trader Joe's has quinoa, and I'm like, they're the enemy right now. Do you guys have Trader Joe's out there, Reggie?
Yeah, we got Trader Joe's. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. Okay. JR, you said marketing for the Soberverse?
Yes.
What are we doing?
Chrissy's new position.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
She interviewed today.
Congratulations, Chrissy. We are working on the same team.
Yeah, the Recovery Revolution team.
Yeah, no, the Recovery Revolution and the Soberverse team, because I am a contract worker with the Soberverse.
Well, technically, I am too.
So. Yeah, we all are.
So I'm going to have to say,
that
I was wrong, and Carl was correct.
Say that again.
I was wrong, and Carl was correct. I can admit when I'm wrong. So white flour is grain with the, what does it say? I don't know, pretty much everything that's healthy taken out. But there is whole wheat flour too. But you are right, it is a grain. So
yeah, because it gets ground down. It's they got this really cool mill out here in Calistoga, and it is an old processing mill, and they have these two huge stones that sit on top of each other, and they are literally, I mean, just what's smaller than a millimeter?
Half a millimeter?
Centimeter?
No.
A micrometer?
A micro. I mean, it's literally like they are just barely touching each other, and they're grinding, and they process flour and all sorts of different grains through this mill, and the public can go out and buy them this way. And it's an old way of doing the mill, but it's really cool. So if anybody is ever in Northern California, to visit the old mill up by Calistoga. It's in National Historic Park. and it's really cool to see. So, all right, guys. Ashley, you have anything else for us this evening, or are we good to start signing off, ma'am?
Oh, am I in control now? Reggie, do you have anything any wisdom you wanna give us?
Yes.
No, just keep doing what you're doing. You know, I think there's definitely a need to expand the knowledge and expand the community, and let more and more people know. We not only are we thriving, but we have fun in sobriety.
That's right.
I have a question. I just thought of it. I have a question for you, Reggie. I just thought of it. What about women veterans? Do we need more women veterans in recovery helping other women?
Most definitely. JR, I'll tell you, we had a real good mentor. She moved down to Florida, was working with, she's Air Force, of course. But we've been what's the missing link is that somehow we're not serving that community, and we don't know if it's because they're just not recognized, that there's not enough effort being reached out to them. But that's definitely an area that we're kind of falling short on, and that more efforts needs to be put about, because they suffer just like us too. So that's something that not only us, our area, but all areas need to do a better job of.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that that actually, that was a great question. I'm happy that you asked that, because I think that, when we think about military service, a lot of times we forget that there are both sides, of the aspect that we have to look at, and placing people into programs, depending on gender, is very helpful. And are there any female mentors or people that work with veterans that are coming into your program that you guys have an opportunity to work with?
Like I said, we had a female mentor. We just didn't have any mentee candidates for them at the time.
Okay.
And we attributed that, like I said, part of it being that the outreach to find them, because their situations are different, it's still not there where it needs to be. But when I looked at some of the other vet courts around the country, I did see photos, and they had, quite a few females involved with the programs.
Okay.
Well, and I think that families too, because military families it's different, when your loved one's away. If you have a substance use disorder and you're at home and you've been isolated, it's a different type of, I don't know what it's like to be part of a military family. It would be hard for me to, understand, say, a wife of somebody that had served. So, there's a great need for family members too. I would think.
Yeah. The VA, and also those who are, active, they have those systems in place. But, JR and Carl can probably tell you too, one of the problems, Ashley, is when we're in the military, we get indoctrinated to this thing that lets us say we're not weak, or you don't say you're hurting when you're hurting, when you're suffering, until there's a crisis or it's too late. So a lot of it is the education and the changing the mindset that help is a good thing, whether it's mental health or physical health.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can totally agree with that, Reggie. One of the things that I just popped into my head with Ashley's mention of the family was what is the military doing? And I know that you guys aren't spokespeople for the military, but you have a lot of people that have come out of military service that you work with. I mean, everybody has come out of military service. And my guess would be probably some that are newer to civilian life than maybe others. But have you heard anything about maybe what the military is doing to educate the families and the people that are coming out of service? Because we had to go through a reentry program when I came out of my service. We had to go through this reentry program, which kind of orientated us back into civilian lifestyle. In my thought is, maybe we can catch people before they get out of the military to make the referral and start the process to assess people for a substance use disorder if things come up during that time period.
I think the military is actually doing a better job when they out process soldiers today. I mean, back in my day, it was never even asked. Like, I was undiagnosed for 20 years before I even opened up to talk to somebody. But I think today they covered a lot better. So, I mean, there are great programs out there like the recovery coaching thing that I'm doing now. It's open for veterans and their family members. So it's free too. So
that's great. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that is our show for the evening. Reggie, man, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on to the show. We're so happy that you took the time this evening to come out and share your recovery with us, to share your inspiring stories, to share your experience, strength, and hope. And we hope that you'll come back on someday soon, and we can talk more. JR, I think it would actually be really cool to have every branch of the service on during the summer sometime, so that we can celebrate maybe the 4th or some of the upcoming holidays that focus around military service.
Veterans Day.
Yeah, that would be a really good one.
Okay.
So that would be that would actually be a really good one. I think that would be good to do.
We can make that happen, man.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
April is Military Sexual Trauma Month too.
Ooh,
so there's a lot of stuff that happens that causes substance use disorder because coping with.
Yeah, that's a really good one, Ashley. So let's we'll guys, we're going to work together as a team, and we're going to work on bringing Reggie back on. I would really like to get the judge back on. That would be amazing. And we can fill this room up. I think we can bring 10 people into the room, Brett said. So yeah, so okay. we could bring we could even find a coastie out there and bring them in.
If you brought all those people, I wouldn't have to talk. It would be great.
Hey, Kevin a Coast Guard guy, Reggie?
Is Kevin a coastie?
I dated a Coast Guard guy once.
Get into that. Not gonna get into
that. Hey, that's my buddy.
Oh man. All right, guys, and if you are still with us an hour and 33 minutes into the show, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and this will keep you up to date on future shows that we have coming out, our live stream, and also shows that we post. If you click on the bell, that will notify you on any updates that we make to the Recovery Revolution Live YouTube page. Again, if you guys are wanting to get into the design contest with Broken Chains Apparel, that will end at midnight tonight. So get over to the Broken Chains Apparel website, draw something up, and throw it up there so that you can get in on this design contest. And if you would like to leave us a voicemail or a voice message, go to the link that will be provided in the show notes, https, speak to us, RRL, and we will be able to get the voice messages. And what I was talking about earlier is it would be great to get a lot of these voice messages together so that we could include it on our intro when we open the show, and we can share the voice of recovery with the world. Really positive stuff going on, and we want to thank everybody for watching our show on the Recovery Revolution Live YouTube. And as Brett always says, what does Brett what does Brett always say?
Progress, not
perfection. Progress, not perfection.